Okay, so here it says we need to sketch the following, labeling all key features, axial intercepts, and asymptotes. Y is equal to log of a half x plus 1 minus 2. Let's begin with the easy stuff. What's the asymptote? The asymptote is going to be when x plus 1 is equal to 0. That means it's going to be x is equal to negative 1. What's the x-intercept? Well, that occurs when y is equal to 0. You chuck 0 in here, you get log of a half x plus 1 minus 2. This is going to be 2 is equal to log a half x plus 1. This is base of a half raised to the power of 2 is equal to x plus 1. This is going to be 1 on 4 is equal to x plus 1. This is going to end up being, because I'm going to have to subtract 1 from this, this is going to be negative 3/4 is equal to x. So there's one piece of information. There's another piece of information. And you can already get a sense for what this is going to look like. I have an asymptote here. X is equal to negative 1. I have this here. This is where normally people make mistakes because they're thinking, all right, it normally looks like this, and they just draw it like that. But what you kind of have to realize here is, well, you either have to realize straight away, well, look at this. I've got a half here. That's between 0 and 1. That means I've got a reflection in the x-axis. Now, if you don't recognize that, when you go to find the y-intercept, it's actually going to become apparent that this is true. And let me show you why that's the case. So if I go y is equal to log of a half, now this would be, if that becomes 0, this just becomes 1 minus 2. Now, a half of 1, the log half of 1, that's saying a half raised to what power is equal to 1? Well, it has to be 0, doesn't it? So this just goes to 0. That means my y-intercept is going to be negative 2. So that means it's going to be, where is it? It's going to be like down here. So this is 0, negative 2. This here is negative 3 on 4. And let me actually do this over here. This will be negative 3 on 4, 0. Hopefully you can see that the only way to draw this is to draw it with a reflection. Does that make sense? So even if you didn't recognize that this half means that there's a reflection in the x-axis, as soon as you find your x-intercept and y-intercept, the only way to do it is like this. Let's see if we can sketch this as well. Control log. This is a half. We've got x plus 1, and we're minusing it by 2. There it is. And sure enough, if we go menu, analyze, actually let's go trace, graph trace. What happens when x is equal to 0? Oh, wait, let me try that again. Menu, trace. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong graph. It's doing it for the other one. There it is. Oh wait, not quite. No, I want to do this graph, sorry. So when you're trying to go from one to the other, what you want to do is see how you can go up and down. So now I'm on the red graph, which is what we want. We want x is equal to 0. So I go x is equal to 0. That's not a 0, that's an O. X is equal to 0. There it is. Negative 2. So when you got two graphs and you want to trace, you have to like go back and forth like that. But you can see there it is. And I'm just typing in like 0, enter. Or if you wanted to do like another one, you could go 3, enter. And then it just brings you there, and down there it's reading where it's coming, what it is. That's just the trace function, which you've seen 100 times before. Okay, hopefully all that made sense and you feel comfortable with that. I'll see you in the next part.